Well, one fallout of the pandemic is the increased need for blood. The American Red Cross has declared a national blood shortage crisis, the worst one in more than a decade. We have Christy Peters with the American Red Cross with us today. So, Christy, what is the situation in Northwest Ohio?
So right now we are seeing dangerously low blood supply levels, which is posing a risk to patient care. And we are concerned about doctors and hospitals having to make decisions about who receives blood and who might have to wait, which is why we're putting out this call for blood donors to come and give now.
Now, where does a blood crisis rank? This morning we were talking and we hadn't heard that phrase before. Has this happened in the United States? And when was the last time it did? Do you know?
No, I don't believe we've ever declared a crisis like this before. We are calling this the worst blood shortage in more than a decade. I've been with the Red Cross for 15 years and I've never seen anything like this. And so I would say that this is probably the first time we've seen a situation like this.
Now, I know the pandemic, that can be kind of a blanket statement here, but what's the main reason that we're seeing this now for the blood and the platelet shortage?
So, we see seasonal shortages on a regular basis, but what makes this situation unique is that we're having a lot of different factors. So, yes, COVID-19 is a factor, but we also have severe winter weather. We're dealing with staffing issues like many companies are, as well as supply chain issues. So, all of those things combined has led to this situation right now. Even after those shortages, when we talked about them, we did see some people come out, but then we also saw Delta surge and then more recently Omicron. And so, of course, when that happens just back to back and we're not able to recover, we find ourselves in the situation we have now.
Okay, so let's set the stage before we talk about patient care here. Is the Red Cross the only source of blood for hospitals or those medical facilities, or are you one of many?
So the American Red Cross supplies approximately 40% of the nation's blood supply, but there are other blood banks. Right now, though, all blood banks have kind of come together. We're working with the National AABB organization to say that there is a shortage across the country. So this is something that is being experienced by other blood banks as well.
Okay, and you mentioned patient care and the fact that this is impacting that. So are we at a point where some people might be told to wait or miss out on a life-saving treatment due to this low blood supply?
So at this point, we are not aware of any hospitals that have postponed surgeries or are not doing a surgery based on a blood supply, but we have had some significant challenges in continuing to meet the needs of hospitals. So we're working around the clock with our hospital partners. And while we have been able to manage through some of these issues that we've talked about, we really need more people to come and give. And so right now, that is our priority, is getting more donors out so that hospitals and doctors don't have to make those kind of decisions.
What type of blood is most needed in Northwest Ohio?
So right now, no matter what type you are needed. As we said, we're in a crisis situation, so all blood types are important. However, if you are a type O negative donor, we tend to see that requested more by hospitals because it is the universal blood type, which means it can be given to anyone, and it's often used in emergency situations when a doctor doesn't have time to type a patient's blood. Also, if you're O positive, that's the most transfused blood type, so we're in demand. That's a product that's in demand as well. But again, no matter what type you are, especially also if you're a platelet donor, we need everyone right now to consider making an appointment, not only now, but in the coming weeks. Please make an appointment. If you're not able to find an appointment near you, maybe look out a couple of weeks. This is a situation that we're going to have to spend some time fixing.
And you also mentioned the fact, too, that the Red Cross also dealing with what everyone else is right now. People out due to maybe getting the virus themselves, or people saying that they don't really want to be working right now or volunteering due to virus concerns. So how does that impact a lot of the pop-ups that we were used to having, either in schools or at churches?
That's been a huge issue for us as well. Approximately 20% of the blood collected by the American Red Cross comes from high school and college students. And so we've seen a definite decline there because obviously we're not hosting as many blood drives on campuses or in high schools. It's impacting our donor base as well. And then, of course, as people get sick and aren't able to come to blood drives or to work at blood drives, we're having to rearrange our schedules. So we're asking everyone, please have patience with us as we work to make sure that we get these blood drives staffed and that we're able to, take care of our donors who come to give. If you can't find one near you, you might have to go a little bit further or wait a little bit longer. And we appreciate your understanding as we do our best to address the situation.
All right. Well, Christy, thanks so much for being with us today. If you would like to donate, just head over to redcross.org to find a center near you and make an appointment.